teachers, and you're listening to Show X Live with Ken in his student accommodation all the way in Scotland, and Wade in his white windowless van? Uh-oh, I better get out of here. Enjoy the show!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Show X on VTWProductions.com. You are listening live at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. GMT on Sunday, the 1st of February 2015. And today, although for all of us here in nerddom, not quite our own nerdvana, but definitely our own corner of the interwebs, I guess other people out there would be saying it's football day, Super Bowl day, something like that going
Sports
on.
Ball day.
Sports Ball day. Go team, go sports.
Hand egg day, what's
Get
that?
the points, get the points.
Yes, get the points, get the thing, make the goals. Which, for anyone who was listening to the live stream earlier, that's why you heard Casually Hardcore coming on before us today. It was so that they could get involved and get all ready to do all the proper American things and celebrate Super Bowl day. And I say this with full understanding and awareness that I have no idea who's playing. Anyhow. The real importance of today is that we are joined today not just by our good friend Ken, who we have most weeks here, but also by the talented, the expressive, the ever so lovely Miss Lily from the new season of King of the Nerds. Welcome, Lily. Welcome.
Yay! Hi! Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
It's great to have you.
We're very happy to have you. Very
Definitely.
thankful for you to join us this week and help talk to us a little bit about your geekdom and what's been going on for you now that you're on television, not just on the YouTubes and not just, famous locally around all the con scenes, but actually on the airwaves, which is huge. That's awesome. So, want to jump right into things, and so we're going to spend some time with...
it's really incredible.
So to kick things off, everyone, we're just going to jump right into with...
Functional deviations.
All right, so this whole episode all dedicated to Lily. So thank you, Lily. Anyhow, so we're here to talk about the new season of King of the Nerds. We just had our second episode so far, correct?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this is especially interesting because I haven't actually watched a lot of King of the Nerds. I'd seen some of the first two seasons, a couple episodes here and there, but I don't have traditional television, so I don't have TBS. But in doing so, I have caught up with a little bit of
I don't either.
Hey! It's so good to meet other people that have cut the cord.
You're
and
on
such.
TV. You're kind of obliged to have a TV, surely. Isn't that how it works?
I live on the internet. Internet, so.
You're one of us. Good.
Yes, that is.
They have the show available on TBS.com, on Amazon, and on iTunes. So it's still available for those who want.
Well, and that's what made it good, because when it first aired, unfortunately, I went online to TBS and I was like, play, and it said, what cable provider do you have? And I was like, none. And so but once the announcement came out that it was on Amazon and iTunes, I was like, thank you. Now I can actually watch it before I interview Lily.
Yeah, I have actually watched a good few episodes now. I've spam watched it myself, so I'm very well prepared. I'm in it. I know everything now.
Perfect.
Guru.
Yeah.
Or so I like to think.
So I know, Lily, and I've heard this from you, had done an interview on another podcast, things like this before, and it's talked about, but that you were trying to get on to King of the Nerds back in season 2, was it?
Yeah, that's true. I remember getting interviewed for season 2, and they were like, "So have you seen the show?" And I was like, kind of. It was just something that was kind of like a challenge from my friends. It was my boyfriend in particular. He was like, "We should try out for this show," and I was like, I don't think we would get on. And he's like, "Let's try." And so I gave up a whole Easter making an audition video, and I sent it in, and they called me back right away. But then it wasn't what they were looking for season 2, but season 3 they called me. So
That's pretty impressive. That's pretty big.
That's awesome to hear, because I was very curious about, since you had tried for season 2, what it was like when you found out that you're going to be on season 3. Because as you just said, they called you, and so how did you react, or how did that conversation go?
Well, I remember when I didn't get picked for season 2, I was crying. My bags were packed because they told me I was on. And then they said, if you're not on season 2, we promise you'll be on season 3. I was actually in Scotland when the show got renewed.
Hey!
Yeah, I know. I was in Edinburgh, and I was like looking for the news every day because it was supposed to come out, and I remember just freaking out and being so excited because that meant that I was going to have my chance. And then I ended up calling casting, and they were like, "Yep, let's do this." So
fantastic.
It felt
Brilliant.
like I had been preparing the whole year because I knew I was going to get on season 3. So I prepared all year.
That is very, very cool. That had to have been super exciting to finally realize that I get to go be on King of the Nerds. I get to be able to compete to show that I am one of the best nerds out there. That had to have been a wonderful feeling. I've told Ken in the past, and I've told actually a lot of the fans just kind of listening in general that
I got to prove my.
that when I first ran into you was actually a year ago at Denver Comic-Con here locally. And that I had no idea what kind of connection I was making at the time to know someone that is as talented as you in cosplay, because I actually went through and kind of found some old photos I had, because I love to do the photography thing running around these things, and I've seen you more times than I would have realized, partially because your cosplay is pretty darn phenomenal. So the one I recognize you, of course, from was the cosplay from the whole Firefly crew. That one I definitely recognize. But
yeah, we did an all-female 1940s Firefly, so it was
which
great.
was epic, and I am going to show.
I actually saw those photos. Yep, they are fantastic. And we getting to see them on air. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to show everybody via my Picasso link here and show my desktop, so the people watching the video feed will be able to check it out, where they can see some of the cosplay that you had done there as you went as let's see, from the crew. Oh shoot, and I'm doing the part there. It's you went as Kaylee from the crew.
I was Kaylee. Yeah, I was Kaylee.
Best
Kaylee the
Firefly.
Riveter.
Yep.
That was my whole. Yeah.
Well, so
and
as
I did the bandana up in my hair and everything. I was really excited.
Oh.
So the other one that I have, and this one I really wasn't sure the character, but I'm pretty sure it's a DC comic one because it looks like essentially my vision being a bit of a comic nerd, but looking at it looks like a black and white version of a Wonder Woman character. That's how I see it,
So
but I don't know the character.
It's Black Lantern Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So, do I have the comic on? I think I have the comic on me somewhere here. I don't know if I should. Hey! Oh, no, that's Kingdom Come. It's another green one. Well, anyway, it's from Blackest Night, and it's Black Lantern Wonder Woman. So, basically, all of the Justice League and everyone, they all get these Black Lantern rings that take over them and possess them, and they all become zombified. And I was like, I love Wonder Woman, but everybody cosplays as Wonder Woman, and so what can I do that would be different? And this one seemed really challenging. Her eyes needed to glow, and I'm a baby about putting things in my eyes. It's actually pretty dangerous. So you cosplayers out there, don't do the contacts. I have a cosplayer that I follow that I really respect, and she's very careful, and even with her prescription ones, she is now like 40% blind in one eye.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Oh my god.
public service announcement, but yeah, I know.
Jeez.
And they were prescription ones and everything. So I was like, not putting anything in my eyes, but I need white eyes. So I consider myself a bit of like a designer and an artist. So I, used my imagination, and I did black around my eyes and then white on my eyelids. And then in the crown piece, I actually put LEDs that were blacklight LEDs so that it would make
brilliant.
the white really pop. Yeah. So
wow,
it would be harder to do with something that you don't have a crown right there, but
No, that's really impressive, because when I take the pictures, you are so decorated in that costume that I would not have had a clue it was you. In fact, when the only reason it kind of linked the two initially was my Picasso said, "Oh no, this is her," and then I looked back and I was like, "No, that what?" And I kind of went through some of your other social media feeds and found other pictures of you to confirm it. Where I was like, "Oh, it is Lily! Awesome!" Because that was impressive. Because I have that, and I've also seen you locally. I think at DCC. Yeah, I have pictures of you as well from you as being Cersei. And doing kind of a setup with some of other people that were dressed as Game of Thrones characters. And so I got to see...
I think if you saw the year before at DCC, if you saw that Cersei, that's Dana. So Dana and I are twins.
What?
I haven't.
Look
No,
at his
we're not
face.
literal twins. We're not literal twins. But
gonna say, I have-
Facebook tagged us as each other. But yeah, Dana Ritterbush and she also cosplays as Cersei Lannister. So we both have a Cersei cosplay. You would have seen me as Cersei at Starfest.
That's where it was. It was Starfest. No, it was because that's the thing. The problem is too many conventions. Because I have pictures of you from Starfest as well as DCC. And that was last year's, right?
Last year's Starfest, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's where it was from.
Well,
Because I was looking through my
brilliant
pictures. to make
collection,
sure.
Lily, because I know I'm a big fan of the Green Lantern series. I'm into almost no comic books. I'm more of a video game nerd, but that's the one set of comic books I have read. And so when you mentioned the Wonder Woman with Black Lantern, my eyes lit up because I love that series. I'm a big fan. So very nice choice of cosplay. Very nice choice, and the mix of skill and imagination it must take. Sorry, the skill and the imagination it must take to put together these things as well as envisage the thing you did with the eyes. That's amazing. I think that blew me away. Absolutely amazing.
And then she kind of glows everywhere, so I had this great idea of using reflective tape in the bodice, so when people took pictures with flash, the whole thing would light up.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I had never seen anyone do it before, so I thought I have those pieces like right here. I can grab them. Because, my area is a costuming mess, so...
It sounds like you have, like, a geek palace around you of comics and cosplay stuff.
But this is the... I don't know if I can put it on with the...
With the headset as well,
with my earphones on, but let's see if it's on. Yeah. I think the battery has run out on these. That's where that sits, and then if you look at it, it's just LEDs.
That's really cool, though. Really cool.
And
that's very smart and intuitive.
Has all of the reflective tape on it, so
this is why doing a live show on Skype is so much fun, because we get to have you right in your own environment and you can go grab all the pieces and things you've done, which is awesome.
I have Cersei hanging up over there, and I have
that was a slightly creepy sentence.
Cersei's just hanging in the corner.
Very, very Game of Thrones, to be fair.
In a way, I was going to say, without spoiling anything, it's like, actually, that's really appropriate for where things are left off.
Don't you dare. I've not read that far. Don't you dare.
No way. Not even.
Oh, it is
Not
in the
even.
books.
I have it right here. We can just check it. No, it's not.
I can't.
And actually, I'm doing a painting of that scene right now. Hold on, Wayne. Luckily, everything is always around me. This is a painting I'm doing of that scene, and there's going to be a bunch of faces looking up, and that's the Red Keep in the distance. And I almost did like a hand outstretched, like she's like, it's almost there. And she has this long thing to do. But too many spoilers! Stop listening, everyone.
Well, we kind of jokingly say at this point, everyone, again, for people who are just watching this series versus those of us who've read it, gosh, I hate having to avoid spoilers. It's so difficult. I always have to ask friends of mine when it comes to Game of Thrones, like, all right, because I haven't caught up with the whole, the actual broadcast of it yet, where are you at in it so I can not talk about a character for what they've done? And just, In fact, it's kind of funny because I saw a post that you had put up there about your comments about the new trailer for the next season.
Yeah. What is that about? What is that about? They're completely taking him out of the story. What is that about? Does that mean he's not important in the books? I don't need to know that right now. I'm going to stop watching the show if they're going to keep spoiling the books for me. Not cool.
Yeah, that's one of those things that unfortunately the production, because they, as close to the storyline and plot of the book as they're doing, they've taken a little bit of license with several of the characters. And in doing so, there's certain characters, while maybe they don't seem as important, I think they're very plot critical, but the way they've kind of blended roles into one character doing a few things, that it's like, and so just the idea that certain characters aren't going to be included in the next season that's being filmed and out is a little concerning, because I'm a purist when it comes to books. If I loved a book, I really want to see that depicted, but at the same time, I can understand you have to take some license with what you're doing to put it on television, so I am a little concerned as well, and we shall see.
Yeah, and I mean, I learned those lessons with like Harry Potter and everything, and I got over it. But I don't know. I thought that the first season, and even the second season to some degree, like, we're just doing such a good job of keeping to the main story, whereas I feel like they're not only changing little characters and giving extra roles and stuff, they're like changing the story with what that trailer looked like. Like, they are going to they're leaving out a whole continent, basically. They're leaving out the whole river story. They're leaving out everything. The boat. How's he gonna get the gray? How's he gonna get the gray? How's that gonna happen if he's not on the boat in the river? How's he gonna be on the boat in the river if that character's not there? If he's chasing after someone else, he's gonna go straight to the city. It's gonna be terrible.
Well,
anyway,
at the same time, it might allow them to condense a few things and maybe not have as much travel being depicted. Because that's where a lot of that development occurred, was with people traveling together and the things they ran into in the time that they're on the road. Because I had similar kind of complaints when they showed the traveling between Arya and the dog, how their interaction went once they had left and were out on their own. Because the hound, sorry. And there were some things where it was like, I thought critical to the way those characters are portrayed that were kind of glossed over in the series on television. So it's kind of like, So I feel your pain. But I love this because talking to you a little bit about Game of Thrones I find is interesting, because I also was watching some of the other things you've done, which I had not realized, and it's going to go into a question about your cosplay. But I was starting to watch the channel on YouTube, not literally, and the show that you're a part of on that, which is Ask Westeros, where you do Cersei Lannister.
That's Dana.
No, what? See?
That's
Dana. It is completely misquoted in everything. No, I ran into the same problem when I took pictures.
We are twins.
Oh, that makes me so angry, because I looked at it and I was hey, okay, and then, you two. I am going to get in so much trouble for this now. See? I was just going along, entertaining myself, thinking, haha. And
You're not going to get in any trouble.
Well,
Dana's going to find it so funny. She is going to think it is so hilarious. Because we're total twins. Facebook, tags us in the same things. And, I mean, we met over cosplaying as Cersei Lannister. It's like, hey, you cosplay as Cersei Lannister. Hey, you cosplay as Cersei Lannister. We're probably supposed to be best friends. Like, we are on the same level with that. So we're very much a lot of the same person. But no, I love her Ask Westeros skits. Those are great.
Oh, that makes me so angry. No, just at myself, because I was just kind of watching it as a side, like, oh, this is hilarious. And she was credited in it, in being part of it, but I thought it was more as a writing and production piece of it, because I'd seen you guys linked where it talked about her friend. But, so, am I mistaken then, or get me corrected, when I talk about, doing the YouTube video I saw of you guys at, was it Insight Fort Collins?
Yes! Ignite Fort Collins.
Ignite Fort Collins. So I almost got something right.
Yeah.
Which is actually, I did want to bring that up just because that was a neat one that I saw, because it was talking about something that it seems like the two of you are very keen on, getting out to people, which was a representation of females in media and creativity and things like that, and just strong female role models, because you had a few minutes to actually talk about that on stage. So I'd love for you to have the opportunity to just kind of mention what it is about that you are keying in on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say that the speech that we did was more on in mainstream media. You see so many accolades going to male writers and directors and things like that. So we talk about the Academy Awards, and we talk about the statistics of just, barely any women being recognized for their work, nominated for things. And that comes down, I loved this analogy that we did where it was, they are the mainstream media that we see every day is kind of what shapes our reality. It's how we perceive reality, is what we see in magazines and on TV. And that's why different people might be self-conscious about certain things, or think this is the way to act because I saw it on TV, or I saw it on the news even, right? So when there is a disproportion in the genders that are being able to create this content, when overall media is mostly created by men, then it's kind of like how men perceive problems in reality and things like that. Not to say that a lot of men don't understand the everyday problems of a woman, but I would say that a female writer might be able to portray that a little more honestly and genuinely and bring problems to the table that might really like touch a girl's heart. I know when I see people like Tina Fey talking about all of these problems in women's body issues and whether or not women can be funny, when she goes on screen and I see her talking, I'm like, yeah, and it builds me up, as opposed to maybe someone else who would have gotten that spot on TV and wouldn't have built me up in the same way. So because it's like 50-50 men and women in the world, why can't it be 50-50 in those who are writing and directing and producing the content that goes out in the world? They shape our matrix, right? Our reality. So who is writing the code for the matrix? It's the men right now, which is okay. I mean, I love movies and things that are out there, but it's not okay in the long run because it should be proportionate to society. So without ranting too much.
So it's funny because I'm seeing Ken make all these gestures and stuff, and I'm wondering if he didn't do the normal thing and mute himself. He did not? Well, if not, Ken, call me back because I don't know what you did, but I hear on our end just fine. So, he was trying to be emphatic and be part of the show, and he failed. This is what happens when I have a co-host that like runs away and then finally comes on after the fact. Yep, no, he's broken. Sorry, Ken. I guess you just don't get to part. Oh, look!
My microphone just... Oh my god, I've been talking for like 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? This is why
Oh no!
I thought I was just being bought out of the conversation, but this makes more sense. Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
I was talking over
No,
you.
it's all-
No, so Ken, did you have
Just
anything
like
to
the hand
add
motion is
then?
that- It's the best thing ever. That's great. Okay, because now you can at least understand me when I'm passionate about whatever I'm talking about that you can't hear. Okay, what I was saying is that this is a rabbit hole, right? You're just what you're bringing up here about feminism and entertainment and stuff, and it's what the brilliant thing with this is opportunity, right? My biggest argument is to say if men are behind it, and I'd say a lot of the time they are, of course. What needs to be done in terms of men is to give an opportunity for women to have these screenwriting and authorship places, and women should rise up and actually fight for these places as well. It's all about opportunity, right? If the opportunity is there between 10 men, 10 women, it'll be who's best writer, and that's the most important thing overall. And I think that would give people more opportunity. But right now, I think you're right. It is more biased towards men, and that is incorrect. So I think we need to fight for the opportunity rather than putting people into roles forcefully, right? We need to let the gates open rather than shove them through. You know, that's my point.
No, and I totally understand that. I think the problem is that when put up for a job in like a writing team or something, maybe something like SNL. It's harder for a woman to like break into that because it has been like a men's club for so long. But SNL actually has a pretty good history of having female writers, which is pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's sometimes harder to break in the door because, I mean, I know if I was in a women's writing club and a guy wanted to join, it would kind of be like, but we have this dynamic that works so well and we get to make fart jokes.
Sure.
But I guess we could have
We do love fart
join
jokes.
us. It's a little uncomfortable, but okay. So I think it's just harder for people to like let people outside of their inner circle in. And so I understand that problem, but it is, I mean,
Sure.
it's a problem that needs to get addressed in society.
Definitely. No, we totally agree with you. We totally agree. Okay, let's not go down this
You're right.
rabbit hole,
Let's jump back, if we can, to King of the Nerds, since there's a big portion of why we have you here, other than that you're obviously just a general geek, which is wonderful and what our people love. So going back to the show, we watched the first couple episodes of Banana, and for me, the first episode where they did the reveal with the Rube Goldberg machine of showing the two team names, which I thought was brilliant. But I had some questions about the dynamic of it, because on the show you see where it's kind of like they line you up, and unlike previous seasons where it's, you know, pick your team, stuff like that, it's like, nope, here you go. And you have 24 hours, here's your challenge, get going on it, get started. So with that in mind, like, how did it go about? Because I know initially you guys are all sharing stories and kind of trying to get to know each other. before it was something like, all right, time to action, we got to figure out what we're going to do. But who started the process of coming up with the actual design of the machine? Because I know as a group you're all discussing parts like it would be really cool to reveal to raise the flag versus dropping it, things like that. But who kind of started framing out both the design of the machine and the story behind it?
Yeah, so I would say, actually, it was like an hour of planning that doesn't get shown. So what we did is we were all in the war room, and we each had a legal pad or some piece of paper, and it was like, plan an instance, plan an instance, plan an instance, we'll put them together. So everyone was in charge of coming up with as many instances as they could. So I came up with the yoga mat tidal wave of Cup City, and the army men flying to the rescue, and the watermelon hitting the pan that pulls on the string that is attached to the frying pan that lifts the letter that lets the marbles out. Okay, and then that's like where my instances stopped, right? So I planned that far, and that was my instance. We decided it would be a really good beginning of it. And I think from Cup City, it was like, well, if the city is being destroyed, we need to have someone destroying it. And obviously Todd was like, I want to destroy it. So that was really exciting. So I think the story just kind of grew from that instance being something that we could actually turn into a story. And then the marble, like Plinko machine, right? That I think that was Ben and Rachel working on that. Thomas was doing the dominoes underneath the table. We actually had two things going. I think it worked at one point, but not on the other. They didn't use that footage. But that was called Domino Alley, and it was like the seedy underbelly of Cup City. And they, so Thomas was working on that and the jars and everything. And then there was the train that went off. And I think that was Rachel and Ben. And I'm sure Todd was helping somewhere in there. And then Caitlin, her main thing was getting that flag to raise. And then she had the fan working, which I think she worked on with Todd and Ben, maybe.
Yeah, before it burnt
Todd
out.
All the little, literally 20 minutes before our time was up. And so that thing that she created super fast, it was great.
Amazing.
Right before we set it off, she was like, that is at the wrong angle. It will not go off. And they were like, you can't change it.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, that was hard.
Thank goodness for the ability to do a reset during it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So I've got another question for you. I see that so far we've got 2 episodes down, right? That's what's aired so far. So how difficult is it for you to sit here and not tell me what's going to happen later on? Because it's all been recorded, hasn't it? It's all been done. And
so things are happening. But the key is, we're like an episode behind here, and I know you know what happens because we see the previews on it, and especially this next episode, which I don't want to skip because I want to talk about everything that's come out. Where just in the previews you have a moment, and it's a hint where Todd seems to be having kind of an emotional struggle with what's going on, and says, "Oh my gosh, she's evil just like Cersei." And I'm thinking, who could that be referring to?
Who is she talking about?
Oh, that's beautiful. Fantastic.
Guess you'll just have to watch and find out.
It's killing me. It's killing me. And especially because seeing all the Twitter feeds and pictures and stuff when you guys were getting together for the premiere, for the first episode and stuff, it seems like you have such a great group together and everyone's having a blast. And it's struggling because after the first challenge, when you guys won the reveal and had to send somebody in for the challenge, that's where the game starts, right? That's where that strategizing starts to kick in. And I was kind of curious how that changed emotions in the house once it finally became to, okay, we got to play this.
Yeah. I think it changed the emotions a lot. I remember right before that, we were all talking about how this was like the best summer camp ever, right?
Oh.
It's just like toys and video games everywhere and all this food and candy. And we had like a bedtime and we got to play with toys all day. So it was really great. and then all of a sudden someone goes home. And I think that's why I had such an emotional response in the throne room. I actually said it in the throne room. I was like, this is not summer camp anymore. And it was so hard because Jacob is such a wonderful person. There was no one in the house that didn't like him. And so it was just hard. It was like, oh, there goes a friend that we all could have gotten to know a lot better, and now it's gone. Oh my gosh. And then you start to feel that fear of, I could be next. I could leave. And I think that's when the real stress of the show starts. And I think if you talk to anyone on the show, they will say that it was one of the best experiences of their lives and one of the most stressful experiences of their lives, because there's like 12 or 11 guns being held up to your head and anyone could pull the trigger. So it's crazy. And I don't know why, but you take it really personally when you're on the line. Of course. It's like, it's almost like you're about to die, but you're not going to die. And,
but it's going to be the end of this great experience that you're having. And that's kind of the thing. Because and he even says it when Jacob's talking about having to leave first, saying that, I barely got a chance to really explore and be a part of Nirvana. And you can see like it's this beautiful thing that I got a taste of. And now it's gone. So I can only imagine.
Ripped away from. Yeah.
Oh.
And equally, I mean, from your perspective, when I was watching, I just see your face when it kind of goes to the final decision and having to send him home. And you got emotional from what I could see of it, because I know there was some calculation going on from your team, especially when you talk about Ori and the strategy of trying to hopefully keep him in that on the other team. Again, playing the game.
Yep.
But I still saw that you did have that emotion of kind of like, but we are sending a friend home.
Yeah, it was really difficult. It was really difficult. And I feel like Ori was a decision that our entire team made. It was like, this is going to be best. If we love our team, okay, House Hula Vu forever. If we want House Hula Vu to stay on top and keep all of us here, we have to mess with the other team. And Ori is an incredible person. He is a very, very good guy. And I think you'll see that more as the show goes on, but he is distracted easily, which, I mean, if that's his only fault, good for him, and he is a little bit, maybe he's too kind, maybe he's too unassuming. And so that makes him not as helpful in the game. And so that's why he needs to stay on their team.
Makes sense. You can definitely see that, like you said, the focus being an issue there. And I'd be very curious to hear from, basically the perspective of some other people on the team to kind of see what working with him is like. But, I mean, just kind of watching through, there's some moments where I see him where I don't know what he's thinking, but he looks a little spaced. Or just like he's aware of something else that might be going on versus maybe what everyone's trying to accomplish at that moment.
I really like that point in episode 2 where Heather makes the comment about him being distracted by a shiny thing in the corner, and then he's like, oh, hey, did you see this? I thought that was edited really well.
Well, and he does seem to have a little bit of bumble to him. Sometimes when things get dropped or kind of knocked over. And...
He's bumbly. Yeah.
So,
okay.
Do you guys often sit together after the show's all been edited and put together, and do you all watch it together again, like in the same room, sit and eat some nachos or some Gatorade, and sit and watch it as true nerds and see what actually happens in the full, polished product?
So for the premiere party, we all got to watch the first episode together, and this was unprecedented that the entire cast flew to LA to watch this premiere, and that just shows like the love between our cast. But we all got to fly to LA to watch the premiere, and they sat us around this enormous table, right? And we all had our laptops out ready to live tweet. And it's funny because we got to watch it twice with each other, but we're all shouting and laughing so much at the thing that I don't even remember much of episode 1 because everyone's just like, oh, look at that, oh, look at you, oh, it's okay, you know, just everyone being there together. I wish that I could watch every single episode with the whole cast, because it's a blast, absolute blast. And you know, I know other cast members have like a drinking game going with the show where like every time I cry, you have to take a drink. And
Oh no!
like yeah.
Drunk in one episode. Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, second episode, maybe a bit.
Yeah, no, I'm super proud
that's
of
what I was
it. I'm
referring to,
so
yeah.
happy that every moment of that went on. I love it. There's a screen cap of me crying, and it's my favorite. It's gonna be the background on my phone soon.
Well, especially because it's in costume, which makes it
Oh,
seem
yeah, I'm
even
totally
more
groovy.
dramatic. Yes, it
Yeah,
just seems over the
yeah.
top dramatic. Which, admittedly, that was a great episode, because just watching it,
Yeah.
the fact that it was cosplay, because oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
love some cosplay. And I could go on and on about asking
Yeah.
you your opinions about cosplay, and maybe I'll do that another time. Since I dabble in cosplay, mostly closet play,
You do a
but
good job.
I'm working on it.
Oh.
Well, I did some with my Maelstrom. My
Yeah.
Maelstrom was okay, and spending 3 hours upside down with my hair getting sprayed up.
I loved that costume. I loved that costume. I'm just remembering it. I was like, guys, this guy, look at this, guys. Look at it. It was very good.
Hey, it must have been good then, Wayne.
Well, it was nice because it was a departure from my Shepherd book. It was one that really took some work. I had to sew the cape, had to sew the tunic, had to 3D print my belt buckle and stuff, which is my secret weapon for my cosplaying, is that I have a 3D printer
Very good.
sitting over there. I like, you know, as you're showing around the office and stuff, I show the always everybody has to have, like, you know, their printed Halo helmet.
Is that Pepakura? Is that
It's-
Pepakura or 3D print?
3D print. And so this
Okay.
is additive 3D print, yep. So it's all
This
plastic.
is huge.
Well, this is
What's
a
your
lot of
dimension?
No, this is a lot of pieces put together. And so I actually built it so that it could all fit together and stuff. And the designs that are out there make it really easy. Little things like adding magnets in it so that it'll hold together and things. But so yeah, I'm still getting into it. So I would love to talk more about that, but I need to focus on the show. Because as much as
Sure.
your love and your history with fabric and growing up being able to sew and being around that all the time, that added to your cosplay.
Oh,
Exactly. Like I said, I might have to schedule another one just to talk cosplay and such. But more about the
Yeah,
show,
I would
because
love
this episode specifically about being a cosplayer, I'm sure when they talked about the challenge, had to been exciting.
Yes. Oh, I was freaking out. I was like, this is why I'm on the show. You know? I mean, there are a lot of other things about myself that I consider nerdy, like, anyway. I was about to go on this enormous tangent. But, yeah, I think that's why I was picked for the show, was my cosplay. And, I mean, you can see when they say that it's a cosplay challenge, Rachel and I grab hands and start jumping up and down because we're like, this is our moment to shine. And, yeah, but I mean, you see it, I go, I am a perfectionist. What they don't show is I say, I am a perfectionist, and I'm going to need you guys to reel me in because I am a perfectionist. So when I start going crazy, you need to hold my hands and say, Lily, it's okay. And Rachel actually said to me every once in a while, she would say, Lily, Yaya Han is not going to check your seams. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And then
Brilliant.
when they come by to inspect our costumes, Yaya Han like inspects every single one.
No!
And I'm like, oh gosh.
Because that's
And the sewing machine had broken at one point, and so I ended up having to staple part of Ben's costume. And it's like, yep, those are staples. Sorry about it. Sorry.
Oh my
actually.
this is brilliant. We're having our own little prop shop on air here.
Yeah, I live in a big mess. Okay, so, look at how great these are.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, so this was mine. Obviously I didn't sew the leotard, but I took the leotard and I took fabric from a cape that was around, and I made these, like retro sleeves, right?
Yep.
Sci-fi sleeves. And this sleeve of mine is actually the cuff to the shirt that Ben had so that they would be matching. And then I ended up
Nice.
doing this. I know it doesn't look great on the inside, but it's okay.
Well,
Don't
again,
forget.
you had 24 hours. Are you kidding? Most cosplayers I know take months, and
Yeah.
even up to the day of the con are
Yeah, that's
freaking out doing
amazing, yeah.
details. So I was very impressed with the overall scale of the amount of costumes you had put together and designed, and everyone had helped with, because that was a lot
Yeah.
to get done in 24 hours, both to come up with a design,
Yes.
an overall story, and costumes. I
Yeah,
can't
insane.
imagine that.
Yeah. And I let the story out of my micromanaging. I was like, you guys do the story. You guys do the story. Rachel and I are going to sit down and design costumes. And so Ben and Caitlin definitely took the reins on the story. It was a 15-minute skit. So that's not just,
Has to be
but
condensed,
it was
yes.
a 15-minute skit. Yeah. But it was actually really beautiful. It was about, the acceptance of everyone. And I thought it was very tossed. So it was very near and dear to my heart. And, it was about, it starts off with this guard aboard a spaceship, and they find a stowaway human, and they're like, humans are evil and destructive, throw them in the brig. And then Ben is secretly a human in disguise. And there's a part where, like, I wipe off the makeup off his face and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a human. And then we find out from the doctor that he was saved by a human once. And then we find out, I come to the realization that humans are not destructive, and vouch for him to the captain. And then the human ends up saving our ship by fixing the engine and things like that. So it's about acceptance and inclusion. So it was really good. I have my ray guns too.
Well, and that answers one of the
That's
questions
cool.
that I would have about the show, the fact that you were able to bring all that back with you, and that you have
Yeah.
everything in your own possession that's not all like kept as an archive or something like that. And because I do have a question about the costumes and
I don't
things that
know
are
if
on
I-
the show. Oh, yeah. You packed them anyways.
Oh, I must have accidentally left them in there by mistake in my bags. Whoops. Yeah.
That's all right. Nobody will notice. No, but because as they do the challenges and stuff in the second episode, specifically, although I do want to talk about your reaction with Yaya and everything like that, the costumes you were wearing in that I'm sure are just provided by the show and everything to do basically the Monty Python theme of clopping out to do the different riddles and quests for that. But it's neat the kind of costumes they've selected for you. I love the costume they put you in, where it not only did it look like it just fit
Suit or
you.
dingo, which one is it? Yeah.
Oh, it just looks so good, though. Just it was. I mean, because that's what I'm seeing is they're doing extra production with it to really bring the theme together, and those challenges just look fun. They just look fun. As
Yeah.
much as it must be nerve-wracking to be in them, the joy of actually going through and just seeing what they're providing to you. Because I don't know how much you have that it's just like brand new to you once you go out there. They get you all set up and say, all right, we're doing this. But I mean, when you're just kind of presented to the challenge, you guys are all experiencing that together for the first time, right?
For the first time, yeah. And it's like, we get to do what? And the producers really work hard to make it fun for us. I mean, I would want to destroy a city in a Godzilla suit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if I got to go, that's a way to go.
Yeah, I know. So they really make it fun for us, and every single, whether it be a nerd war or a nerd off, is always like what we are into as people. So it gets really exciting. And the Monty Python one was great. I mean, I got probably the coolest costume to wear. Not like cool. I mean, it is pretty cool, but it was just like white cotton, right? So some people are in like chainmail and
Yes.
belt and like beards, and I'm just in this like airy white dress.
The secret to
flopping along.
cosplay. Yes, having the
Yeah.
comfortable costume that you can wear all day.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we all had to wear very comfy shoes for that because we were galloping around in the
Can
forest. Yeah.
No, that
Hope
was.
for comfortable shoes.
Oh gosh, no, that was very, very cool. So with the competition itself, was there an extra bit of nerve that you had to suffer through getting up there to prevent the skip because of having the judges you did? Because they do a good job of casting out, the judges, and like everyone had said, and it was obviously shown in the editing of the show, everyone knew Yaya'd be there, right? Yaya's huge when it comes to cosplay.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Yaya. And so that was kind of a given. But to also have essentially Twilight Sparkle and a Hobbit looking at you.
For me, it was Harley Quinn and Pippin.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so
God, I love her voices.
when I found out that it was the voice of Harley Quinn, I was like, bah! And I wanted her to say, like, hey, Puddin' or something.
Oh,
She
gosh,
didn't,
yes.
But, oh well.
Hey.
But no.
Probably fate on the spot, yeah.
I was going to say, I was, in honor of Thomas, because of what did happen with 2, I had to wear my shirt today. That was, I was a little
Yes, he would
disappointed
love that.
not to have had a little more bronyisms come out there, because to much of Ken's dismay, I am a bit of a My Little Pony fan.
Get over it, Ken. Get over it, Ken.
That's all right. He has to suffer through it
Love
quite
what he
often.
loves.
Yeah.
I get a weekly dosage, yep.
Well, and you talked about, because the skip being the one part of it, but so how much interaction did you have with any of the various guests that come onto the show for that? Because like you did say, Yaya did actually get a chance to get hands-on with your costumes. And so...
Yeah. I wonder if I'm allowed to tell this story. I hope I am. I think it's a great story.
If
I
not,
think
we'll
it's a
just
great
wait
story.
to re-advertise until after it airs, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, no, I think this is a part of the show, though, and I said it in interviews. So, they did come and inspect our costumes. We were not allowed to talk to the judges.
That makes sense.
But I did anyway. Billy Boyd walks past me, and I'm like, this is my one chance to say something to Billy Boyd. And so I just shout at him, and I go, Alencia Lumene no Mentialvo! And he goes, what's that then? And I just go, it means a star shines upon the hour of our meeting in Sindarin, which is Elvish. And he goes, oh, very good then.
Nice.
My favorite thing ever. My favorite thing.
Hey, that's
You'll
okay.
probably forget all about it.
You weren't trying to sway the judges. You just wanted to take that opportunity. Totally fine.
Somebody take that little clip of what just happened, send it to them on Twitter or something, and maybe he'll respond. There we go.
Notice Lily. Please just
Yeah.
know that she's alive. I tweeted at him. I tweeted at Billy Boyd when the episode aired, and I was like, well, if you think that... Well, I couldn't fit it in 140 characters, but I said something along the lines of, if you are going to vote for their costumes, then I'm going to say that Dom looks better in his Rohan armor than you did in your Gondor armor. So there. I have this great book on the creation of the trilogy of the movies, and there's this interview that makes me laugh all the time between Dom and Billy. And they have this little spat about who looked better in their armor. And then Billy's like, well, Dom, I noticed that the girls were looking at me quite differently in my Gondorian armor. And so I was like, maybe he'll remember this obscure interview and think I'm really funny. I don't know.
We know that you're really funny, and so of course, and if he doesn't, it's his mistake. But that's so good. That's hilarious.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing that story. That was amazing. Really do appreciate it.
So another question I have, I want to be sensitive to your time. We have about 5 minutes before we normally take our break, and I know that Super Bowl Sunday, and so people have things to do. But so depending on how long you can stay, I did want to ask specifically to you about your cosplay and the things that you might have coming up in the future. And so are there any things that people could look forward to, maybe this season of cons and things like this, to both places you may be seen, as well as costumes you don't have to give up anything that you may be wearing?
And that's when we lose her.
Yeah.
Oh, the interwebs are giving us an issue for the moment.
Let's call her back.
Yes, I will call you right back and hopefully get this to reestablish for us.
Just as we're to hear a really interesting...
I know, I'm like, it's coming!
Get little tidbits and no. Denied! Cut off! Blame Skype.
It is. Skype is acting us a fool. And I was just about to get all personal with Lily, talking about specifically what she's going to be cosplaying this year. Come on, Skype, do us the favor.
Our laptop ran out of battery.
No, that would be horrible. Let's see.
Oh! Lily, are you there?
Here I am. Can you hear me?
Hey,
Can you see me?
Yes, it is reconnected.
Yes, we can see you now. Hello.
Skype was deciding to be very problematic just as you were about to tell us what you're going to do this year.
Yeah. It's actually really weird. The Skype noise is still calling me. I'll just ignore it.
Aw.
It's doing the...
Is it? Do.
Yes. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Microsoft,
Okay, I'll
fix your
just tune it
technology.
out. I know. Seriously, Windows 8. Okay.
There's the problem.
So yeah. So there's a con in February in the springs that I'm going to try and go to. I think it's called Galaxy Fest. So I've never been to that one. So I was going to try for that one. And then obviously Starfest. I've been going to Starfest for 9 or 10 years now.
Wow. That's
so
awesome.
I've never missed a year. It's pretty great. My battery is running low.
Aha!
Oh, what a news-
Called it!
Ken
Oh,
was
is that what it is?
Well,
Okay.
no, Ken was just saying, he was like, oh, her battery's going to run out and her laptop shuts off.
Yeah, is that what's going to happen? Wait, let's see how fast I can do this.
Trust me, I'm an engineer.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this. This is going to be really impressive. This is going to be so impressive. Oh, it's on the other side. How do you not know that?
It's because you have to rush. You're feeling the pressure.
Oh, man. But have you seen what I can do in 24 hours? Okay.
Yes.
I
There we
think
go.
how great that is. Oh, I'm
Well
also wearing my giving entry shirt, and it
Aw.
has a hobbit getting Entdrot.
Oh, that's awesome.
He gets
Yeah.
taller.
I know. I love that cutscene. Anyway, yeah, Starfest as always, and that's really like my hometown con. And then Denver Comic Con, where actually, can I say this yet? There might be some cool King of the Nerds stuff at Denver Comic Con.
Oh, don't tell me this. You're going to make me sad.
I won't tell you.
Well, no, the reason I say this is because I made a conscious decision for the ability to go to a con I've never been to skip Denver Comic Con this year because I'm going to Anime North in Toronto. And it's the same weekend because cons hate me. And so I am so sad.
How sad.
Oh.
Well, but this is a great preview for everyone out there that maybe hinted possibly
sad.
that everyone should go to Denver Comic Con and you may be able to see more King of the Nerds and Lily.
For you. Oh no,
Unlike
can
me.
you not hear me again? This is
It was roboting just for a moment and you're back now. So it was doing what the interwebs like to do to us live on a show and make us hate things.
Yes. Lily, how's it going? Can you hear us okay?
Yep, see, there we go with Skype.
Oh, gone. Ah, well.
Wait. Here I
You're
am.
there.
Oh,
You're there.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
Hey.
Maybe it's the
It's-
snow.
It's just hiccuping in the interwebs. It happens. The tubes are
Perhaps.
clogged today.
yes.
Yeah, it's probably because everyone's all stuck inside in the snow. But
Yes.
so I can get this out. The cosplay that I'm working on right now is Hannah from Rat Queens, which they're all a bunch of lady mercenaries, and she is like an elf witch. She's really awesome.
Nice.
So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, and we're working on that. Heather from season 3 will be in on that as Violet, and then Mujige from season 1 is going to be our D. So I'm really excited about that. And then hopefully our friend Roxy will be Betty. So it's going to be a
Awesome.
really, really great group cosplay.
See, that's one of the greatest things about having met your group is because you have so many local people that you cosplay with, and I've been able to interact with and see the posts that you guys have from Roxy, from yourself, from Dana, and everywhere. I'm just like, these guys, this is a group. This is a solid group of cosplayers.
Yeah.
So I'm, in a way, many ways
Yeah.
jealous because you guys have a really good group
Aw.
together.
Well,
No.
we'll get on with something cool with you soon. I know Dana and I, before she's thinking about moving, but before she does, we really wanted to do an Officer Jenny cosplay because we're twins. And we thought that would be super cute. I have all the fabric. I just have to find the time.
Oh gosh, yes, as do we all. Well, and I was going to kind of ask that where you're working on a few cosplays coming up. Most of the people I know who are fanatics about cosplay, and even like, gosh, just ClutchCon was just this weekend, and I totally missed it, one because big gamer con. But what's the next one? Wasabi's coming up here, and then all these local ones that happen. Right. And all the people I follow that I know that are friends of mine have like 4 or 5 cosplays at a time they get together because they're insane. I try for one new one, maybe each convention. And, this year's is going to try to be... Yeah. Oh, you'll like this, Ken. I don't know if I've told you this, but for Anime North, I'm going to try to be Mr. Satan / Hercule from Dragon Ball Z. And that'll be a whole different one. Another one where I get to use the hair. See, yeah, Ken's enjoying that one. But I'm a little lesser, where I'll try to do like maybe one cosplay, right? So do you try to focus on just getting one at a time, right? Or are you the same way where you might have... I try to get
one really good one done, and then I always have side ones going on. I just remembered I have another one that I can actually visually see. I'm also doing Lottie with a friend, so Charlotte from Princess and the Frog, because I have a friend who wants to be Big Daddy, and so we're going to do that as, like a comfy cosplay. How there's comfy cosplay days and everything. Look, everyone, it's my cat, Zoe.
Oh, I already know
Hello,
some fans
Zoe.
that are going to squee about that. Where's a copy when you need her? She loves her
Yes,
cats.
she does.
Yes, we have many of the fan who love those. So no, that's great to hear. And I will have to chase you down at a convention when I do see you, because I will hopefully be able to go to Starfest, nothing else, and be able to find you there. But oh man, I am so totally not regretting. Just wish I could be in 2 places at once when it comes to Denver Comic Con.
Definitely. All right, with that is how long do we have with you, Lily? Is it just the hour that we had? Have we booked you for 2 hours?
I mean, I haven't gotten a call yet.
So we're not sure.
Do you have an intermission?
Yes, what we'll do is we'll take a break. We're going to play one of the songs from one of our favorite artists, Miss Molly Lewis. And so we'll be back, and it'll be just about 3 minutes or so. But take your time, because we can banter. Okay. And so we'll do that. So we're going to take a break, everyone, so you can refresh yourself. Yes, and so that Lily can check to see how much time she has with us. So with that, you're listening to Show X on VTWProductions.com, and we will be right back.
Send in your emails to showx@vtwproductions.com.
Versus the World Production would like to thank JitBit Software for the use of RSS Feed Creator. This show has its RSS feed created and maintained by RSS Feed Creator. With its easy-to-understand interface and ability to upload all with a simple click, you can't make it any easier. Try out all their awesome software at www.jitbit.com or see the link on our front page at vtwproductions.com.
I used to get upset over giant paper cuts and math equations. Nothing stuck in my craw more than dogfights and shopping malls and tax evasion and sexist tabloid culture and Brangelina and paparazzi and Proposition 8 and discrimination and neo-Nazis. But anymore these things don't seem to bother me. Ever since I started hanging out with Mr. T, he told me to stay out of drugs and drink my milk and treat my mother right. And I pity the fool who disagrees. I disliked Gwen Stefani for her weird-ass voice and that stupid hair of hers. And it felt like J.K. Rowling conspired to kill off all my favorite characters. I disliked all the people I had to ride with on the commuter bus. If Nancy Grace and I were to meet, I would have kicked her in the uterus. But my attitude has had a total overhaul since Mr. T told me how to forgive them all. He said, let the naysayers nay, I don't care what they say. It's all jibber jabber anyway, and I pity the fool who cannot so much goodness in the world for you. You go watch as Bob Ross paints himself some happy trees. And those happy cows on TV make you happy cheese. And then he dug in his spurs and rode into the sky on that thing from the never-ending story. And I pity the fool who mess with tea.
What you talking about, fool? I don't remember none of that.
Hi, this is Nicole Marie Jean, and you're listening to VTW Productions.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. So, hey, got you back just in time.
Just in time. Look at that.
So, do we have a report?
am.
Are you here for a little bit longer with us, or do we have to wish you a good adieu?
Yeah, I can be here. I there is a bit of a lag, I noticed.
Yeah, unfortunately, too many interwebs struggling amongst themselves. That's all right. And admittedly,
I
we're used
apologize
to
if it sounds like I'm talking over you.
No, you
Oh,
are
no,
fine.
we're completely used to doing a Skype show every week. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the difference is Ken and I are really kind of just used to it because him having to be all the way over there in Scotland and somewhere there's congestion under the ocean or something for the interwebs. But
The difference is now when we do meet occasionally in real life, me and Wayne talk over each other constantly because we're used to it and we're confused. Not really.
That's really funny.
So, but no, we're here to talk to you, so it's all okay.
Yes.
So one of the things I do have a question about when it comes to the show itself, and then after that, we're just gonna geek out. But is now that King of the Nerds has been airing, what has that been doing for you? You know, what kind of exposure is that giving you? And I mean, other than obviously people like us contacting you and saying, "Hey, would you like to be on our little, podcast that we have?" But just in general, what kind of things are you noticing now that you're out for everyone to see?
Well, I get like over 100 notifications a day. So it's like, oh geez, there's another one. Oh geez. I took phone hours yesterday and I turned it back on and my phone just kept bleeping to like remind me that I got all these notifications while my phone was off, and it was a lot.
Oh, man.
So that's the biggest difference in my life.
Have you
I love
tried
interacting with the fans.
Have you tried to go for your Twitter official page yet, or your Wikipedia page? Because I know as soon as I get any kind of fame whatsoever, I'm going to fight for a Wikipedia page. I'm dying to get a Wikipedia page. That's when my life's complete.
It's a little harder to create one than you think. I started making one the other day, and I was like, oh, so much effort. You know what else is very hard to do? IMDb. That is a hard website to like navigate and get working. So we created IMDb pages for all of our cast because we thought that was a nice thing to do for them. So we created those for them.
Hey, I was there this morning.
Yeah, and that took a bit of work. Oh, great. Yeah.
We've seen them, yep.
So we created that. I'm going to create a Wikipedia page eventually. Other things that I love interacting with the fans on Twitter, so all those notifications are usually really positive things. I think I've only gotten like one negative interaction so far, but we just leave those alone. We ignore them because who cares? Who cares? And but all the fans are so positive about the show and so excited. So anytime that I like favorite something or reply, I'm like generally really excited and have this huge smile on my face because they've made my day. Yeah. And as far as exposure, I mean, these interviews, like you said, this is something that is very new for me. And I mean, I'm hoping to do some more custom content online, maybe something related to cosplay. It's exciting that so many people are getting to see the cosplays that I do, and I get to feel really proud of them. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on my cosplay page, which is facebook.com/LilitronCos.
Oh, do you see that? You see what's happened there? Oh, well done.
Plug it. You can follow me on Twitter at Lilitron22 and Instagram /Lilitron Cosplay. There you
There
go.
we go.
I was gonna say it's funny because I did do the internet trolling, if you will, and I found the Etsy page, found the Tumblr, found the things like that.
Geez, the Etsy page.
Oh no. Well, that's the challenge. Well, I'm on Etsy. What are you talking about? You do cosplay, you get on Etsy, but
Don't you tell her that? Like
Etsy
you're the one that
page
should
is
be
like
telling
a
her these
dream.
things.
well, no, she's already on Etsy. I'm just saying every cosplayer I know is on
Okay.
Etsy. It's
Yeah.
handmade stuff. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. I wish that I had more stuff on my Etsy page. I have so many little ideas that I want to put up there, and like little jewelry ideas that I have, and little accessory things that I have, but I just have not taken the time to really put it out there. I don't know if you noticed on the show, every episode I'm wearing a different nerdy skirt. So like in the first episode, I had my glow-in-the-dark planet skirt. You also got to see a pencil skirt that was all chemistry beakers. I had another one that was all rocket ships. There's an episode where I have shorts on that are like stars. And I make all of this clothing, and I would love to put it up on Etsy for people, but I just haven't gotten around to it because I'm working on so many other projects. I just am a constant.
Well, that's
doer.
attention to
So-
detail right there. That's cool. Very cool. I've now just followed your
Yeah.
Instagram and Twitter, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much, Ken. My Instagram is mostly pictures of, well, the show right now. Before it started posting pictures of the show, it was board games, food, and costumes. And that was like my whole Instagram. So now it's a lot of
So every other female in her 20s kind of similar thing then.
Well, I don't know. Is every female playing a bunch of tabletop games? I don't know. I hope they are.
Well, so
That's
you
true.
say that, I don't know. My friends, yes. And it's joking
Yeah,
because
exactly,
I have
exactly.
I have my next I throw LAN parties every quarter where I'm still one of those old school people that tries to get everyone together into my basement, but I actually built it so that I can fit like 30
Yeah.
people down there with their computers. But along with that, we throw board games, and so we pull out all the old ones and have gaming nights, just like I think everybody should. Because
Definitely.
it's awesome.
Everybody. It's the most fun. Speaking of LAN parties, I had one recently, probably the most fun I've ever had at a LAN party. It was like 6 of us with all of our laptops out, one of them hooked up to the big screen TV. We were all in Star Trek uniforms playing Artemis. So it was the most fun I've ever had in a LAN party, because not only were we all uniformed, but like I was tactical, someone else was communications, someone else was helms.
That's awesome.
Someone was my friend Ian was our captain in his uniform, and he's like sitting in the chair looking at the big screen TV, and he can say, "Bring on long range sensors," and I bring it on. He's like, "Helm, take us to D2," and like it's like being on the bridge.
It's a simulator. It really is. It's a Star Trek, I'm the captain or crew simulator. And it's funny because I saw videos of it way back, and I never thought of hosting it at one of my LAN parties. That's a brilliant idea because we get everyone together with their computers anyways, and I've got the big screen in the basement for my old arcade games, so
That is so cool.
that would be such a good way to do that.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you guys
So much fun.
cosplayed
And-
for it. That's so cool.
I know. I like did my hair and everything.
Oh, please tell me somebody has
Then
pictures or video
if
of
you
that
have
because
two crews, you can fight each other.
no.
I'll tell you later why we can't post the picture of it. I'll tell you later.
Yeah, fair. Oh, come on, we all have stories. But no, I understand. So with that, you'll get the official notification, but you are absolutely invited to come by any of mine because we do all the LAN
fantastic,
party
yeah.
and nonsense.
We would love if you have a LAN party playing Artemis and we have a LAN party playing Artemis. We can literally have a space battle.
Oh, I
and
would
see
Twitch
whose
stream
crew
that.
is the best.
That's so cool.
Oh, I could
Guys,
do
I'm,
it. I could do
I'm
it.
nerding out the thought of it, and I'm in Scotland. I can't play.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ken.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, see, this is the advantage. You know, we still do with locality and
Well,
having
we
people
know
actually
that
come
our
play.
costumes are the best.
Oh, I don't know. It depends on who I
Denver's right there.
recruit. It depends on who I recruit for my team because I got some pretty good cosplayers I know. You know, I got some that are in those master classes when they compete.
All right.
So we were talking before the show actually about gaming, and Ben, this is a perfect
geez.
transition into
I don't
it.
even consider myself a master. Yeah.
Well, so with that, because you were mentioning just before that you had to run and save your, was it your town?
Oh, and Don't Starve.
Nice choice of game.
Yeah. I was binging all night and all morning, and like the fact when you were like, "Hey, let's do this thing," I was like, "Okay, hold on. I just gotta plant this berry bush. Hold on." It was, and then just now when I was going upstairs, my tummy rumbled a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, I need some seeds. I need some seeds, guys." So that's where my brain is. I literally dreamt all night about like making rabbit traps and how I was going to survive the winter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like it's tapped into the primal part of your brain there, telling you how to survive.
Yeah, because I played it literally all night. It was me and my boyfriend, because they have Don't Starve together now.
Yes,
I mean, it's a beta,
multiplayer.
but, like, it's so fantastic. You can play with, I think, up to 6 people. Yeah, it's more bellies to feed, but it's also a lot more things getting built.
Yeah, more
so
interaction.
As soon as this interview's, yeah, I'll probably like go play it. Oh wait, no, I have to do that thing. Never mind.
That's right. Darn it, those things that get in the way of all like time gaming. Hate it.
Work and stuff.
So other than Don't Starve, what are some of the other games you find yourself playing now, or things that are favorites from the past? Like, what is your gaming history? Just because that is one of our focuses here on Show X, is gaming, technology, geekery, everything. But yes, what is some of your past?
Here comes the collection. What have we got here? StarCraft 2. Oh, very nice choice. We are a bit of Blizzard fanboys in some respects here.
Oh yeah, are you? That's exciting.
Oh, very good.
Oh, gee. Well, see, okay, so this is where the difference happens. Ken loves Blizzard. I have my criticisms, although I
don't.
I went to BlizzCon 2009 back when I still played WoW. Oh, you stop
Are you excited
it,
for Overwatch?
Overwatch, I'm very curious about, and we'll see, because this is the first, to me, like, new IP they've really been working on. And that's one of my challenges, is because I need to see... Ken, you're just ridiculous.
Sorry, put them there.
No, this is what it becomes. It becomes the sharing.
Yeah. I have my Terran decal somewhere around here.
Oh, very cool. No, I don't want to go into competition because I know who'd lose here, but and it's not going to be you that loses it.
I say I could start reaching around my desk, Ken.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
I have my bracers over there. I did a cosplay of a Diablo monk, like the first level Diablo monk.
Very cool.
Yeah, and for that, very nice horde bracers.
Yeah.
Very cool. Those are really well made. But yeah, I learned leatherworking just to make this Diablo 3 costume. And, well, why don't I just grab them?
See, I'm playing two now. I've got my bracers on, or one of them.
Very
for
good.
The horde.
So Lily just said, literally, I learned leatherworking for this one thing. Like, she learned an entire discipline to do one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so these were like the first things I ever made in leather, and they were for that cosplay.
That is awesome. So, yeah. I would love to learn to work with leather, because I'm supposed to do a cosplay of Ganondorf from Legend of Zelda, and that's some good armor.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's expensive, but it's actually pretty easy to learn. I could teach you easily. I thought about doing like Google Hangouts, where I teach people to work with like EVA foam or leather or things like that, because it's actually
there's an idea. YouTube tutorials, that could be a good field to enter as well. If you ever get free time ever again, that might be something you can go into.
Yeah. It's kind of an oversaturated market, YouTube tutorials for cosplay. So I was trying to how can I make it different? How can I make it exciting and new? Because there is so much. But StarCraft, that was, the first real PC game that I fell in love with. I remember the first PC game I ever played was Axis and Allies, where you actually had to land the planes again and then bring them back up. And then StarCraft. It was StarCraft, and my dad and I would do LAN of StarCraft all the time. We did Brood Wars. Yeah, Brood Wars. And that was like my life until I started really getting into Age of Empires.
Oh, very nice.
And
Very nice.
Age of Conquerors. Yeah. So I love those. I really like RTS games. I think that's where my heart is. I love PC gaming. I'm going to tell you guys a secret now. You can't judge me too much because it's like a physical thing, but I can't play console games.
Really? Don't judge whatsoever. We are PC gamers. Don't worry. You're actually like kind of a higher level than us because we are so pro PC gaming that you can't actually play them. That's even better.
Yeah, I can't play them. I have vertigo and I get severe motion sickness if I play them for longer than like 5 minutes, literally. I can't even watch them being played anymore. I have to take like Dramamine. So,
are you the same with first-person shooters?
Yes, I can't, and I can't see 3D movies and things like that. Yeah, it's a thing. So, because I've had that for so long, I never knew why I hated console games so much. It was just those first-person shooters, like my brain couldn't follow. So I remember playing Zelda a little bit when I was younger, but I just loved PC gaming so much more because my brain was like, yeah, I can do this. So yeah, I'm not a console gamer, which is a handicap in its own sense. And
no, it's not.
When I go to big like gaming giants.
Not at all. You're the next step in evolution. That's a good thing to rid out of the horrible console gaming. No, that's good.
Oh wow, thank you. Well, I do appreciate some console gaming that I've seen out there. I appreciate the artwork in it, and I mean the scores that go into it. I can really appreciate all of that, but I have to appreciate it from afar, from like still pictures and short videos.
Oh. Yeah. It's unfortunate that, and I know a lot of people that have that issue, especially like first-person shooters and other games like that they get motion sickness, they can't quite play through, but it's still great that you found games that fit your style of play that you're able to enjoy, because I have so many friends who love games like Don't Starve, who love games, all the RTSs, love RTSs, so that's outstanding.
Yeah, and another one that I really got into when I was little was Battlegrounds, which was Star Wars, except for I would just do Simon Says and like crush the Empire with my army of killer Ewoks, and that was me just feeding as a little kid.
That's brilliant.
Do you guys have any favorite game cheats in PC gaming?
So speaking of Age of Empires, I used to love, I can't remember the name of it, but I used to love getting the race car. I don't know if you remember, you could cheat in a race car, and it was like super powerful.
And it had like a machine gun in it.
Yeah. Let me find it. Okay.
There was O Canada for the bear in the Canadian flag cape with like the parrots. I had like laser vision. Just like
brilliant.
Punch things and have lasers coming out of its eyes.
That's I can't remember the name of it.
Love Woo was the flying purple. But do you remember in Age of Mythology there was the flying purple hippo with the top hat and bat wings that like farted out rainbows and hearts?
Those were like the best things back in the day. This one was the AC Cobra, the sports car in Age of Empires. You typed in, how do you turn this on? I mean, literally. So I remember that, yeah.
See, well, it's funny, Lily, because you brought up about...
Good question.
Yeah, you brought up like old cheats and stuff, and unfortunately, gosh, I haven't done like cheats in games for a long time. It used to be mine was honestly back in the Doom days. The original FPSs with Doom, because it was it was KDFM or and that's the band, but there's one where you could enable like God mode and the various things with like insanity mode, all the like the boosts that you could get in games, and I would do it with some of those just to run around, especially Doom was to run around with a chainsaw and just kill everything melee instead of getting destroyed, because they were therapeutic back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But, since then though, unfortunately for me, like I got away from the cheats.
Like I'm not as.
Go ahead.
Yeah. That's just how it is. I mean, when you're a kid, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win by doing all these cheats and doing this, but that's really not what is fun.
Yeah,
so.
of course. It's fun at the time, though.
Yeah. And then StarCraft has so many great things with the arcade now and everything. Like, I love tower defenses. I love that you can play Mafia in the StarCraft arcade.
Yep.
StarCraft has just branched out from so much more than just being an RTS that you could really have a lot of fun on it.
I actually, funnily enough, have reinstalled Warcraft 3 in the past week because I wanted to go back and play tower defenses again. So I've been doing that in the past week.
Yeah.
So I can totally agree with you there. Yeah.
Well, I used to play a lot of WoW. I was a tank paladin, and I think I just played it into the ground. I stopped at Lich King, and so I had Burning Crusade and Lich King, and I just played it into the ground. And I think I went to Nepal for a summer. And then when I came back, it just didn't have the same shine as it used to for me, and I just didn't pick it back up because it was expensive. It's all right. I have other games similar. I haven't been back since, and I'm so sad. When you search for my character name, which I think is still Lilitron22, it just says, like, this character doesn't exist, but there's, like, a little shadow of me, and I wish I could still look at her because she was so cool. I know. Who wants to buy me a subscription? But
You'd be
that was a bad idea.
You'd be surprised. I don't know. I keep having my fans and friends keep trying to pull me back in, and not gonna do it.
You say you fell in 2 months ago.
I did not a lot.
That's really cool. You're into WoW, though, or at least you were, because I don't know if you know, but our station kind of spawned from Warcraft Radio from back in the day. So it's like WoW is kind of integral to our bones here. And as you can tell by spanned around my desk as well, I'm personally a big WoW fan. So it's very cool to hear that you're a paladin as well. Let me ask you one question, though. Alliance or Horde?
Well, for me, it's the Alliance. Sorry.
I had so much respect for you.
Come
as well.
Ken. No, you should have inferred that, Ken. She said a pally before the end of Wrath.
Oh, that's true.
So before Cataclysm and stuff like that. So you should have understood.
I didn't do Cataclysm.
See?
Yeah.
Yes, before they made pallies everywhere.
Oh wow. And I mean that also comes over to StarCraft with me. I'm like a Terran player always, which is probably a weakness because I'm not as familiar with the Zerg and Protoss.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously know all the units and stuff, but I think it's a bit of a weakness. I think it's better to play random more often, but I am just Terran forever. And I have like one thing that I do, and it's like a tank marine drop in medevac, so that's like my go-to. It's so boring.
That's more exciting than me because I'm similar in that when I did play StarCraft, it was pretty much all Terran, but I was the sad little siege tank push, where I would just take the tanks and slowly move them overlapping as siege tanks to just push through a map. That's how sad I was.
And then some roaches show up.
But I was the same way. I never understood the Zergs, and I played against people who were way too competitive, and I got to learn the pain of true Zerg rushing. And so that was part of why I can't play that game online.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that became such a big thing. Now you can Google Zerg Rush, and they actually, I don't know if you've done this yourselves, but if you type in Zerg Rush into Google itself, you'll see the little things come over and start eating links and stuff. They actually add that as a little trick into Google.
Oh, is a thing in Google?
Yeah, so just type in Zerg Rush into Google and you'll find that.
Totally playing along.
Yeah, me too. I'm playing again. So you click on them to kill them.
Yes.
So it's a little like mini game. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, it's really hard to play against anyone online anymore because I like playing, like getting a group of people online and then we all play against each other because we're like on the same brain level as opposed to professionals in Korea. So, I can't play against that. I'm not. I mean, I'm a proud bronze leaguer, right? I've made it. I think I made it into gold once, and then I've gotten into silver a few times. But I'm proud saying I'm a bronze leaguer. I'm cool with that. I enjoy the game. So what?
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's cool.
No, I agree with you because the challenge I always had, what I loved about RTSs was the single player because I could always just kind of take my time with it and enjoy creating units, a strategy, and pushing off against the AI. When you play against real people, it becomes this thing where if you're not doing everything at the precise time and in a straight, like a very strict build order, you will fall behind and therefore lose. And it's just like, oh, I can't do that. Yeah.
There was a time in my life where I took StarCraft a little too seriously, and I had an app on my phone for memorizing hotkeys.
Oh.
And it was, I mean, I still have them, like, you know, like WDA, So I don't take it that seriously anymore. But for a long time, I was trying to play in those ranks and get up and really shine, but I'm over that.
Sorry,
the arcade. No, let's go ahead. Your turn.
I was going to say, we have a lot of people doing similar things right now with League of Legends in our community. I don't know if you played that at all.
I have not gotten into League of Legends. I think it's because it came out like when I was in the middle of like starting like real cosplay and doing all this stuff, and it wasn't something that I jumped on board with. I've wanted to download it for a while. I think I saw there was like a free demo that I could do, and I thought about doing that. But
the whole game's free. Yeah, the whole game's free. It's a free-to-play game, so you can check it out any time. And I'm sure Ken would love for you to subscribe and check it out with the link that he has that he would get credit for, as he likes to spam out to everyone. But it is one of our community's probably biggest games, and the nice thing about it is because it's built from that RTS style of top-down kind of isometric viewpoint, it would at least work for you where it shouldn't make you nauseous or anything like that.
Yeah,
so that's nice.
Probably won't. It looks a little bit more like Diablo, though.
It's got so it was built off of the mod that came off of Warcraft 3, and so it has some of that old trappings of that top-down kind of Warcraft view, and it does have some elements of not quite dungeon crawler, but it's almost my way of describing League or any of those MOBA type games is it's like the World of Warcraft experience of adventuring, leveling, and creating your toon, but put down to a microcosm of it's just over 25 levels-ish type thing, or just over a small level cap, and the ability to play against an objective of other players real time. It's a fun game. I will say that one of the other advantages, if you do get into League of Legends, is the cosplay behind that game is pretty amazing.
No, and I spent a day at a coffee shop with a friend of mine just looking at the artwork on the League of Legends page, and it's like, maybe we should start playing this game. Maybe we should start doing these costumes. I don't even remember. I mean, I have a folder on my computer, actually, of cosplays that I was going to do from it. But I'm one of those weird people where, like, I feel like I have to play the game before I'm allowed to cosplay something.
I would agree. I mean, that means you
so
actually get insight. Yeah, of course. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm that way as well. I like to be able to know the characters. Well, it's just like, I don't want to just cosplay any character because I happen to look like it. If it's something that is kind of like, oh, no, before I did Mugen from Samurai Champloo, I watched the entire series multiple times. Of course, Firefly, I've watched that way too many times. And hint for you, Lily, my next goal with a book is to do a book from Serenity and maybe do Dead Book, but just because people will hate me.
Is my face frozen on you guys? It's frozen on my screen.
Yeah, so we get the spinning, but we can still hear you, thankfully. So it's doing the thing where Skype is mad again. It's the snow, right? It's too much weather out there for the interwebs. Yeah. It's all clogged. But we can still hear you.
It's because I tried to search something on my computer. I'm going to leave that alone and just...
we find it happens quite a lot if we're in like a Google Hangout at the same time as doing the show or whatever. It can mess with it. But it's just stress on the lines and all that.
All right, I'll come back. That's not a very attractive face. I wish I had made a better face.
Well, no, on ours you have a spinning dial. So what I can do, although
I can see the face.
Well, no. So on the stream we don't, but what I can do is turn on my picture for you while we wait. Because
which picture are you using?
It's the picture I'm using is the one with you next to basically the gamer cards that they built for King of the Nerds. The one that has it's the one where you're standing next to the gamer picture. So that's the one I'll use until you come back.
Nice. Hopefully that happens.
Feel free to restart your video. That might work. Anyway.
Yeah.
Where were we? We were talking about games and the likes, weren't we? And then we moved on to League of Legends, and we're discussing that. So, you were looking through your folder. You said, did you see anything in particular? Any names you wanted to call out, or if you have them named in any order of who you're thinking of cosplaying, or is it just pictures?
I gave up on looking those up. I exited out of it so that my video would unfreeze. But yeah, I don't know. I usually I tend. Oh, by the way, my video is back.
Yes, I see that.
Yes.
I tend to lean towards more modest cosplays, which I know is hard to do with the League of Legends artwork.
But there are some alternative costumes. You can, I know what you're saying. It's not all about boobs and legs when it comes to cosplay.
Yeah, of course. There are, and of course, there's always options to do male characters as well. I mean, there's no reason you just have to do female ones. I'm always an advocate for that.
That's true. I did my first crossplay this Halloween. I was Loris Tyrell from
very cool.
Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah. It was actually super cute because I was Loris Tyrell, Knight of Flowers, head of the Rainbow Guard, and my boyfriend was Renly Baratheon. So we were so in love. It was super cute because they're in love with each other. So that was my first crossplay, and I had a lot of fun with it. I tried to darken my face to look like stubble, and it's hard to look like a guy though.
I know a few cosplayers who do a surprisingly good job, but there's a lot of little effort you have, especially the stubble thing, just the right kind of makeup to try to bring it in, especially because on a female face, trying to get the different kind of cheekbone shape and stuff like that. And
it's tough.
That is a
my
challenge.
face is pretty round, and I tried to flatten my eyebrows and thicken them so that I looked more boyish, but I don't know. I still kind of looked like a lady. Oh well.
Oh no.
And my cape was so last minute. I wanted to have that rainbow cape because it's supposed to... Go ahead.
No. So sorry. I was going to say after you're done. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Okay.
It just flashed to me. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Modest League of Legends character who fits your kind of build and look. Lux.
Oh yeah, you would make an amazing Lux.
I know you don't recognize the character, but
I know.
if you Google her at some point when it won't absolutely destroy everything on your computer.
Here's what I'll do. I'll get my phone.
There you go. But Lux is a character who's a blonde, kind of tallish female clad in armor, and she's holding a sort of magic wand, I suppose. She's sort of like a champion of the light person, but she also have different skins inside the game, so different costumes of her where she's wearing even more armor and she's more badass looking, or she's a magic thief and so on. So there's different versions of Lux you can go as, but I think it'd be very close to... she kind of resembles you in a lot of ways.
Now, I will give you credit, Ken. I believe you chose a good one that would... I think Lily would make an amazing Lux.
As I try to pull you into League of Legends.
You're so shameless, Ken. So shameless.
Well, I know I would like it. I know I would like it. It's just this time commitment.
Of course.
Is there one of her? There was one that was in a uniform in front of a city that I really liked. I remember that.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
For a second, that makes me think Vi, but I'm not sure. Let's say there are several characters that work out.
I remember. Oh, there was another one with these huge wings that I wanted to do.
Oh, Kale.
Kale would be another really good one. Yeah,
Kale would be very cool.
Kale's a paladin essentially. Which
I
is
love
hilarious.
paladins. Yeah, I think when we were looking at Lux, we decided that our friend. Oh no! See, so Lux has this one in front of the city. This one.
Oh, okay. It's sort of was that Inquisitor Lux? I don't know. Let me find out.
I don't know, but it looks communist, and I like it.
Oh, I found it. Okay. Imperial skin. It's called the Imperial skin.
Yeah, it's super cool, and she has really awesome leg armor. I really like that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
that'd
other
be tough
than
to
that
do.
one,
That'd be cool. Yeah. Well, tough for us mere mortals, I think. That's what I meant.
That's a great reaction. Lily's like, I got that. That's nothing.
No, that's a really easy one. Though, let's see. Yeah, I think we decided that if we were to do a King of the Nerds group cosplay, that Rachel from season 3 would make a really good Lux. Obviously in a wig, but Caricatures. It's very her personality. She's
gotcha,
very
yes.
bubbly and
That makes sense. Yeah.
happy. I think I was listening to their voices too and deciding which one I would want to be, because I'm very, so if we look at my past cosplays, I'm very like Nova. I love Nova from StarCraft. I did Avatar Kyoshi from Avatar, Cersei Lannister, Black Lantern, Wonder Woman. Barbarella doesn't really fit, but she's really cool. And then Kaylee. So I don't know. I like doing like really like BA cosplays where I feel really powerful and in charge. So
That's cool.
and I did San Mononoke from Princess Mononoke.
Nice.
So if there are any characters who are like that, I'm into that.
Very cool. So, and this is going to be on a completely side note, only because you did jump onto your phone to start looking for these things, and I see that you have a massive case on there, so it's very similar to what I'm running around with kind of thing. But I'm curious because I have many of the fan who will ask, what kind of phone are you running on?
I have a Galaxy S4 Android.
Nice.
I said that mostly for the Kens of the world and the Kuros of the world, fans of ours who are huge Android fans, and they love to make fun of me having a iPhone and such.
Android Master Race. Yeah, I'm running a Nexus 6, so I actually went up from the S4, but I was tempted by a Note. But anyway, again, another big rabbit hole there, because I could talk about phones to the end of time.
Really?
Are you a big fan of your S4? Are you a big Android fan of your iOS?
I am. I've never been iOS. I love Android because I mean, there are just so many restrictions in iOS. And Android, it's like you can make it your own. You don't have to jailbreak it or anything like that. You know, it's like I can get all of my music on here and off here. It does. Like people are like, well, I love having the cloud where I can have all my things and all the things. I can do that here. Like every picture I take automatically gets uploaded to Dropbox. I don't need.
Yep.
Anyway.
Wayne, could you do me a favor and play a clapping sound, please? An audience sound? That'd be great. Just throw it now.
No, so you've made so many fans with those statements right there, Lily. I'll tell you that, because already in the IRC that we have up, my Pause 2142, one of the friends and fans of the show, is like, S4 for the win. And so, yes, I knew people would key in on that. So many people hate my iPhone.
Oh, gosh. There are too many to look at. I don't even know. I'll get back to you guys with like which ones I really like. But the one with the wings, I remember. I really like.
Yeah,
Kale's pretty cool.
Kale is very cool.
Like an enormous sword.
Yep, big golden armor,
sword,
and yes, no, she's a pretty epic character.
Yeah.
What's great about her too is in the game, so many people don't realize it when they first see Kale that it is a female because she's wearing the full armor, looking all BA like you said. And then when they find out, they're kind of like, whoa, really? It's like, yeah, she is amazing. How do you not know that's Kale? And so, no, I think you would do an epic Kale. Yeah, so, no, absolutely. If you ever do come up with one, it'd be great to hear.
That would be hard.
Oh, yeah, it would be hard, and she is the Samus of the League of Legends universe, definitely. But, yeah, flaming sword, how would you do a flaming sword? And occasionally flying, I mean...
Actually, if I don't want to say this because I don't want people. Well, I'm gonna say it, I guess. But there's a cosplay that I really, really want to do. I'm really intimidated by it. I don't want to promise it to people and then not be able to deliver. But I really want to do Mercy from Overwatch. I really want to have the wings that open up. If anyone wants to come and collaborate with me on this costume, I need to engineer the wings to open and light up. That's like my biggest fear about it. But that is like my dream cosplay right now.
I was going to say, I've seen some of that kind of stuff around. I don't know how to do it myself. I know some people who are pretty good at wings. And when I think I was at Wasabi last year, I saw somebody that had articulating wings that were surprisingly large.
Very cool.
And so I know it can be done. I don't know how.
Well, I know it can be done. And I know I could do it, but it would probably take me about a year by myself. I think I could do it a little quicker if I had some help. But I'm really excited about it. The moment I saw it, I was like, this is my cosplay for the year. And I haven't started on it, which is really intimidating.
That's
always the
one of
first
the
step, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of those biggest challenges.
Well, I was looking online there actually, and from what I could see, very few people have done it. So if you can actually pull that off successfully, that'd be a big hit. That's pretty cool. So good luck with it.
I've heard about a lot of people wanting to do it, but to be done to my standard.
That perfectionist thing kicking in again. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
It's a
but
good thing to have. It's a good thing
So-
to have.
Well, did you guys see my ghost costume? The Nova Kerrigan.
So I think I've seen a picture of it in the past, but I haven't seen one recently because I did look around. Oh, look at you!
Oh, there we go. There we go.
It's so old, broken.
Well, that's one of the challenges,
still
right?
lit?
Does it light up?
Yeah, not anymore.
Ah,
It used to.
Well, one of the biggest challenges is getting props that actually can hold up in costume, because it's one thing to build just the fabric and stuff where you're like, okay, this is clothing, but as you start adding bits of armor or little trinkets and things on top of it, it becomes a real challenge. And admittedly, because I don't have the seamstress skills I would like, although I do have some, yeah, I can sew a little bit, I'm going to rely heavily on my 3D printer, because I'm hoping with that I can make some of those intricate pieces, like, I don't know, custom buttons and custom little, like, pieces that you know are in the costume, but how would you find that? And since I don't know how to sculpt or anything like that, I do it digitally. And so I'm hoping that'll come out. But no, and that's one of my big concerns is that how well costumes keep up. I did one where I did a big foam front piece for, I don't know if you ever played the game Jet Set Radio, but it's one where they're all rollerblading around, but one of the characters has this massive yen symbol, Japanese like yen, almost like he's wearing, it's a big bling. But the thing sits probably half the size of my chest, and I made it out of foam and then paper mache'd over it to give it a solid feel and then paint it. And it looked so good. Well, and I even molded like the chain that I wore around into it. However, wearing it and having it bounce around and such, I was so saddened when the first time I moved, and it wasn't even while I was wearing it, it was when I was trying to store it, moving around, I like dinged a part of it that crushed the foam in a little bit. I'm just like, oh no, I'm going to have to like somehow repair this, because I keep all of my cosplays up in a closet upstairs where I have like my little room of cosplay.
Aww. So that brings me to a question, actually. We're thinking about sad moments in
I keep all
cosplay.
mine right there.
Are you okay, Lily? Can you hear us?
Yeah, hi. Can
Yeah,
you hear me?
okay. Sorry, froze for a second. So we're talking about kind of sort of sad moments there in cosplay. What's one of your best moments ever in your whole career of cosplay? Like when you just thought, I have done this right, and it's going so well, and everybody's cheering and clapping. And what's your best few moments?
Best few. Okay, I'm glad you said few.
I thought there might be
so
one. That's why I
think-
wanted to say that.
Yeah, my ghost costume was so difficult. It was the first like serious cosplay that I put out. I wanted to quit all year, and then my boyfriend he was like, "We can do this. Let's keep going." So we did, and it was supposed to be ready for Starfest. Not at all. I stayed up 2 nights straight. Like I didn't sleep. I pulled 2 all-nighters at Starfest with a sewing machine in my room, trying to get the jumpsuits finished because I was piping electroluminescent wire into it. It was not ready for Starfest, but we road tripped to San Diego Comic-Con that year, and they were ready, and they looked so nice, and we got interviewed on G4.
Nice.
I know, in the costumes, and I wish I could find that interview. Internet, find me that video, but it was on G4 in 2011, and they interviewed me, and they were like all excited about my costume, and it was lighting up, and I was so proud of it. I was like, all of this work, and this is what it has come to, and it looks so good. And I think that's the moment where I was really like, I think I just want to do cosplay all the time. I want to do this. This is so big to me. And I got so many great compliments. I was interviewed on some other little thing. It was like a Korean feed or something, or a Japanese feed. And people were like commenting, and the comments were popping up on the screen, and it was just really exciting. So San Diego Comic-Con 2011 in my ghost costume was like the pinnacle of me being so proud of cosplaying. I think the most recent happy moment I had was when I did Black Lantern Wonder Woman, and I was like, oh, I'll enter it in the contest at Denver Comic-Con. I entered in intermediate because I consider myself an intermediate cosplayer. Like, while I am good, I am not a professional by any means. I'm not master class. And so I entered at intermediate and I got first place in performance. Did not expect that. Did not expect it at all. And they called my name and I was like, what? And in the video, I'm just like walking up on stage, like, okay, and like my leg thing was falling
amazing.
down, and I was like, hey, what's going on? And they gave me a medal and like $50. It's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah. So those are probably two of my highest moments in cosplay where I was getting recognized for my really hard work. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Oh, very cool.
Thanks. I'm looking at my medal right now. I'm not going to show it.
That's awesome. See, I wish I could say something like, because I refuse to compete, as people could, oh, you should totally, but that requires me to, I don't know, fully make a costume, where I do more the adapting things to make a costume. Because even like my Shepherd book, I started with a preacher's shirt and then modified the collar to open on the side and be correct for that and things like that. So I do a lot of modification for things. And so I can't imagine. But I know the feeling you have, because when I was walking around Denver Comic Con as Book, I got so much attention in that cosplay, I think more because people love the character more than anything. And to the point where I finally saw my first squee moments, where I was walking down Artist Alley and two gals that were sitting in a booth working it just like lost it and like grabbed me and said, you have to come take a photo with us. And I was just like, okay, this is pretty cool. I kind of like that. That, and when I was running around with
so excited.
Yes, and when I was running around with a box of strawberries and stuff, and people were just like, what? I was like, yeah. Oh, trust me, my next piece on that one is trying to take my Bible that I have and see if I can't screen cap all the stuff for when River modifies and fixes the Bible to see if I can't get it right.
This bit's wrong. This bit's wrong. This isn't
yeah,
wrong.
I would really love to have that piece of my costume like correct, and I don't know how. Anyhow, that's my challenge.
I just remembered, because you were talking about how one of the best moments is like when fans love your character. I completely spaced one time I won Best in Show as Avatar Kyoshi. We did the 4 reincarnations of the Avatar. My brother was Aang, my sister was Korra, I was nice. Avatar Kyoshi, and my boyfriend was Roku. And we came on stage, we choreographed it, we looked up the martial arts that each bending style is based off of.
Yep.
And we performed it to the music and everything, and we won Best in Show. But the best memory of that was not winning Best in Show. It was how excited everyone was to see the character. Because who doesn't love Avatar?
Thank you. That's like my introduction anime to everyone. To say, I know you guys think this is a cartoon, but watch it. It's so deep and amazing.
The whole show is about pacifism.
I can't. Every time I see you reach off screen, it's like, I can't wait to see what you're going to come back with. Oh, I love that artwork. Yes, I've seen that, and that one is so epic. I wish I had my other shirt.
I also have a poster.
Nice. No, love Avatar, and that's the nice thing about it too, right? Because when you do a character, it's not just dressing as the character; it is becoming the character. It's really playing it, Because I want to make sure I have lines that I can say. And like for me, when I was doing book, I purposely, whenever I'd see anyone else that was from the crew, I would stop and kind of be like, hey, it's been a while. I've missed you. How are things going? You still on the ship? You still doing stuff? And they'd kind of take a second look and some people kind of freaked out for that because I was totally like trying to be in character.
That's cool.
For being Shepherd. So it's just really creating it and bringing it to life, I think, is part of what I really enjoy about cosplay. Because you can always look the part, but it's acting the part. And
definitely. Lily, I've got a question for you. How do I find this show? Is it been recorded? When you won Best in Show for the 4 avatars? I need to see it. I need to see it. Where can I find it?
It's an unlisted link because okay, hold on. Let's see what I can do here.
So I need to see it. That's just so cool. It's just so cool.
Yeah. I will send it to you.
Okay, thank you. I'll share with the IRC.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. But it's on the topic of cosplay and being something where you get to become the character, I find myself daily channeling the characters that I have cosplayed. So whenever I'm in a personal struggle or something, I find myself channeling the character to be like, what would they do? What would they do in this situation? You know, Wonder Woman would never let anyone talk to her like this, or something like that. You know?
Oh, that's cool.
And I feel
that's so cool.
Yeah, I feel that my cosplays give me strength because I have been that character, and I can like feel them giving me those powers or whatever. So I don't know if you've noticed, a lot of my cosplays don't smile, which is kind of sad, but it makes me feel really strong.
Well, I was gonna say, because you're all kinds of smiley, and so yeah, that's different, little different. But I know what you mean, because when you're trying to really embody what that character is, it does leave an impression on you.
It does.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. You are welcome.
Fantastic. Okay, I'll send that out. Thank you very much.
You're sending it out? Who are you sending it to?
Oh, am I allowed to send this out? Am I supposed to keep this secret?
Maybe you should watch it first.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, we'll make sure it's safe for air, and if appropriate, we'll include it in the show notes. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, no, I guess you could send it out. I guess I'm just, like, in the moment, I'm feeling, like, so badass, like, earthbending and everything, and then when I watch the video, I'm like...
No,
this is a little embarrassing.
I'm sure it is wonderful, so I can't imagine.
Wow, you got it to
go ahead
a
and
T
post
as well. You got that down to a T, by the way. The
Rip the
costume,
Band-Aid.
everything. That's brilliant.
Thank you.
I have to,
rip the Band-Aid off, post it to everyone.
Okay, good. 'Cause
There it
I
goes.
really want to hear this. Here we go. Okay, IRC, unique. Oh, it's so cool! You have to see it, guys. Go look at it right now. Go look at it right now.
Shush, they're watching the YouTube stream. Ken, stop it.
They're both. Send them elsewhere, yeah.
We felt so good about it. And I mean, the Mylar that my sister is using for waterbending, she actually had like rolled up things of Mylar. We actually had a mechanism that would roll it back up into her hands.
Oh, wow.
It broke right before the performance, so we ended up improvising. Yeah. But my brother's fan actually opened up. My brother is the perfect Aang, by the way, because he's Belarusian, so he's like a part Mongolian, so he looks a little bit Asian, even though he's super blonde. But he has like such an Aang face, and I was like, we have to cosplay this while you two are still young enough to look like these characters.
Yes.
Because now he's taller than me. This year he's taller than me, and that was just last year. So. It was the perfect year to do it. I love Avatar Kyoshi. I myself would probably be a waterbender, but Avatar Kyoshi is just so solid and firm, and I love.
So in the video, I see you the way you guys like bend. You're sort of like you pick up and then you punch this thing with a string attached to it. It actually looks really good.
Yeah.
And I can see you just like, I am bending. I can see you actually wishing it was real a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, that's cool. It's really cool.
I did. Yeah. I should, at some point, I'll send you us rehearsing this in my backyard. And my choreography in the rehearsals was so much better because we had this fishing line that was attached to a magnet. And I would drop it on top of the rock and just... And it was my favorite every time.
That is very cool.
But yeah.
Very good.
And Mark is such a firebender. I mean, not all of the silks were coming out right, but he just has so much like energy, and he's just so, his is based off of Northern Shaolin. Waterbending is Tai Chi. One of them is like Bakazong or something. I wish I could remember.
Same kind of thing. I did the research when it first came out because I noticed right away, I do martial arts, and so I noticed right away that these moves were legitimate and that they fit certain styles. That's one of the things I love about the show and just how much research they did and why it was so epic.
Yeah.
Because it really captured the motion where you could see that was water and you could see the air bending of everything. It was just kind of like, oh, so good. And so the fact that you were able to find that and be able to recreate it for your action just... Again, adds to that extra piece with cosplay about how amazing you can
Recreate it. Recreate it is a bit of a stretch. Not really martial.
Well, but...
My brother was so excited because airbending is all about, like, being really light and airy and like using other people's weight against themselves and everything. And so he comes on stage and he like does a high kick and stuff. It was so adorable because he's 13 in that video. So it's
That's
really
so cool.
No, that's epic. I can't wait till I can sit down and watch it, since I have to like run things.
Yeah.
No fair.
Yeah.
No, that's very, very cool. So, also with the cosplay, because again, there's so much. I think there's an additive effect whenever you're able to do things in a group and get everyone together to cosplay as kind of same characters, because it just makes it a little more epic for everyone to see. So with that in mind, are there any group cosplays that you're looking forward to trying to get to? You mentioned the twins one that you'd like to do, but is there anything like a big group that you would love to put together and just have epic cosplay?
Well, I think this Rat Queens group is going to be pretty cool. That's going to be great. I would love to do, like, I found people at Starfest that were willing to compete with me as a Game of Thrones cosplay, but those are just people that we grabbed and then decided to compete as a group. So that was exciting. Group cosplays, other than those two that I'm hoping to do, I think it would be really cool to collaborate with more Overwatch people if I got Mercy done.
That would be cool.
I was really excited that you did Mugen because I always thought that a Samurai Champloo one would be pretty epic.
I did have a full group for that one, and which made it nice because I did have the three main characters in our group.
That's so fantastic. Let me see. I have a cost planner on my phone.
We're seeing the inside
really
tricks of the trade here.
Yeah, insight to how you keep everything organized. Yes.
Okay, so these are the cosplays that I currently have in my phone. Cordelia from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but not just any Cordelia. The Homecoming Cordelia from Slayer Fest, right? So she's in the green dress and she has a spatula. And then I want someone to come as Buffy with the antlers, and we would be all like dirty, and our dresses would be ripped. I really want to do that.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that now. That's cool.
Yeah. Hannah from Rat Queens, Officer Jenny, Lottie, Mercy. I really want to do Endor Leia. I've always wanted to do Harley Quinn, but I won't let myself do it until I can do a backflip.
Oh, so, wow.
That'll happen.
That's fair.
That's a bit of commitment. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the cosplay that'll probably never happen because of modesty issues and my career as an educator is the Stalk from Saga.
I forget where I saw you talk.
Ever.
I think was it on the other podcast that I listened to that you were talking about that, because I did see something where you brought that up and I had to go look it up, and I was like,
yeah, I'm looking up now.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Because I think you said something like you would only do it for yourself.
Yeah, I would just take pictures of myself in it, but she has this enormous dress, but underneath of it are all of these spider legs with weapons that she's holding. So I thought it would be really cool. Similar, did you see the Adjutant cosplay at BlizzCon that one year?
Yes.
She had.
Yes.
So she had like a big thing. I would want to have it be like that big, but with like legs sticking out of it underneath the big dress. And then like have some weapons, but she doesn't have arms, so I would have to
to be able to kind of bind it back and kind of cover it up. That would be.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. This would be very difficult to do. Oh man.
Well, no, it would be difficult for me only in the sense of being modest. Otherwise, I mean, I could make those legs. I could do it. I could do the makeup easy. You'd put fake eyelashes on your forehead.
Yep.
But I just can't. I can't do it. I would love to do it because I know my boyfriend really wants to do the Will, which is the character that she's with in the comic. But oh gosh, no! It's so hard to get past that.
Well, the fact that she's great, you could probably find some kind of something they can go over.
You would skin suit it. Yeah, you would do a skin suit essentially, but still, they're still showing off the curvature.
Yeah.
That
of course
is a challenge, and I can only imagine.
Exactly.
Hey, I have issues
with
that.
How would you do all the legs?
So I would probably use some sort of wiring, and then I would use. There's this really great stuff. It's like you put it in walls, it's insulation, and it expands. It's like an expanding
the foam, yeah.
And so you would do that, and then you would carve it down, and then use like some sort of Plastidip over that to seal it. And then you could paint it and texture it to look how you want. So it'd be lightweight, wired foam legs.
Now that would be brilliant. Well, and that's the challenge. It's keeping it lightweight enough that you can still move in it. Although that kind of bigger costume, the fear of being able to go anywhere in it. Oh gosh, I can only imagine how tough that would be. You'd have to have a handler. Like you said, your boyfriend would have to be able to go around and kind of make sure to clear the crowd.
Well, that's crazy, though.
Well, I would have to have someone else because he wants to do the will, and I think he would be willing to shave his head for it too. But it probably won't happen. Probably won't.
Oh, you say that. Hopefully,
How's
hopefully. Well, it would be great, and if you found a way to be discreet, it would be wonderful if you did, because that is an epic cosplay. That's on that list of like, holy cow! To pull out. Like I said, that's my Ganondorf. To be able to do one that has the full armor and epic stance and the big red hair and just, can only imagine.
I feel like my Ganondorf is Mercy right now.
Yeah, I was looking again at Mercy pictures of that, and I was just like, that's pretty darn cool.
I'd probably want to go as Mordekaiser from League of Legends, just a man of metal and a giant mace and glowing red eyes. That's pretty much all you need for that. So, in theory, easy, but I don't think I'd manage to do anything like that. Anyway, I believe we are running towards the end of the show, guys. I think that's about time.
We're well past our normal time. Thankfully, the casuals went before us, and so I was kind of just lingering it because in no way would I want to just try to usher off Lily when we're having such great conversation about geekdom that...
Oh, I know.
Yes, but at the same time, yes, we should probably be appropriate and actually keep our show within our normal 2 hours. And
yes, let's steal her for as long as we can. Let's steal her for the appropriate amount of time. So we really do appreciate having you on, Lily. It's been absolutely amazing.
And you had an opportunity before to kind of pimp everything. I would love for you to really give your chance and just say whoever and whatever you'd like everyone to know about so they can both find you as well as others in the community that you would like to give some love to.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I mean, obviously, please watch King of the Nerds Season 3 on TBS at 9/8 Central. I believe if you are in the Mountain Time Zone, if you're in the Denver region, I think that you can watch it at 7 o'clock and 10. So it would be 9 o'clock Eastern Time and Western Time. So that's been confusing some people. Anyway, so yeah, King of the Nerds on TBS, very funny. Season 3 is incredible. I know you're going to love it. It's one of the best seasons that there have been. I think I can say that. I think a lot of the other people in the other seasons agree. We got a lot of really cool challenges. The cast is incredible. There's drama, but not too much. I think that we all handle it very well. And it's funny. I think the season is very funny, so I think that you will really enjoy it. If you want to keep up with us all on social media, we use the hashtag NerdsRule. So if you ever search that, you can see what we are up to. Also, hashtag King of the Nerds. You can follow me on Twitter at Lilitron22, on Instagram at Lilitron Cosplay, and Facebook at Lilitron Cos. So those same hashtags apply on Instagram, of course. If you want to say something directly at me, you can tweet at me or use the hashtag LilyKOTN. But also check out what some of my cast members are up to. I mean, Heather is at HeatherClus, and she will be working on a Violet cosplay in our Rat Queens group. See what Rachel is doing. She is also a cosplayer. I believe that she is at Llama Lamb. So you can check those out. We're all on Instagram, Twitter, and all have Facebook pages. So you can check us out on all different platforms of social media. And we really love talking to our fans. So if you write me something, chances are you'll get a reply. Because yeah, I love it.
No, fantastic. No, we really do appreciate having you on the show. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed talking to you as somebody I don't just watch on TV, but somebody I actually talk to as another human being. It's been brilliant. Thank you so much for being on the show. Really do appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much. It was really nice of you to invite me on here. I really appreciate it. It was so much fun too. It's just like geeking out with you guys. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
We all talk.
I'll have to keep track because I can't wait to watch the rest of the season so that we can talk about all the other reveals and things coming out that I know we can't touch on yet. Timing.
I know.
I'm very happy that we were able to catch you after the cosplay episode because that was a big focus for the show today, and I know that's a big part of what you do. So now I'm just looking forward to everything else that comes out, and I am admittedly dying to know who's going to win this thing. Because I see the personalities, and there's people I'm already rooting for, like Lily, and
certainly hope so. We should be biased by now, right?
Hey, so the joy was having Lily already on my social media thing, so starting to see the initial run up to the show coming on, the hype did catch me. I was like, this is someone I know. I so hope this happens. So I really am looking forward to seeing what everything else that comes up.
And you guys can keep track of the show not only on demand, but on iTunes and Amazon.
Absolutely.
Well done.
So
you know
everybody, yes, everybody can see the show, even those of us who've cut the cord. So that is awesome. All right,
or in Scotland.
Yeah, even in Scotland. See how easy that works. So
even
with
in Scotland.
With that, Ken, I'm going to let you do the spiel for us for our show. And then we will close things up and call it a day. So, Ken, let everyone know what all the things for us on Show X.
Alrighty, and also I love that even in Scotland, that should become a thing because, like, you can see this in all things on Twitter, Instagram, and even in Scotland. I like that. Okay, you can email in the show, send us emails to showx@vtwproductions.com. Check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/VTWShowX, twitter.com/DocDead, and twitter.com/GoHex. Check us on Facebook, facebook.com, search for ShowX there, and you will find us there too. We do not have an Instagram, but you can check out all the other shows as well, and I bet they have Instagrams on VTW. They're all brilliant shows. Watch King of the Nerds, follow all the social media there. We appreciate Liv coming on. Thank you so much for joining us. It really has been a great time. And with that, thank you for having me on the show as well, sir. I appreciate it.
Always. All right, everyone, we are out. We will catch you again next week. And for those in America, go root for your team, win, live, prosper. Yeah, everybody. Live long and prosper. All right, guys.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.
We'll catch you next week. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. See you next zombie.